Alright guys, so in my last video I talked about why you should stop using Windows bare metal and switch to using Linux as your host operating system. For the next few non-gaming oriented videos I'll be making, I want to not only further elaborate on my points, but demonstrate that using Linux as a host operating system for your productive apps really is a feasible option, and I figured that one of the best ways I could do that is by showing you here today some of the actual work that I do on Linux. This isn't going to be really an all-encompassing video. It's going to be more to show that Linux really is a legitimate option to perform some real work, whether it be technical work or creative. So in the past, I have mentioned that I make music. The first app I would like to show you here is FL Studio. So I'm going to load up Lutris here. And as you can see, it's not running in a virtual machine, but it's running perfectly fine under Wine. I guess I'll give you a little taste of some music I'll be releasing for y'all sometime here soon. I don't have a MIDI keyboard hooked up at the moment, but MIDI compliant hardware is fully supported under the Linux kernel, so any hardware you plug in that would work with your software on Windows will work just fine in FL Studio. ASIO even works either with the built-in driver included with FL Studio. You can also install Wine ASIO, but I never really felt the need to. Another thing that I do on Linux is obviously make these videos. So I do most of my work on Kdenlive. Though you can also use DaVinci Resolve, which I have considered getting a license to later on in the future, as the free license doesn't allow to use GPU rendering. Don't get me wrong, I have a beefy CPU, but GPU rendering is still king when it comes to speed, when you need quality and a small file size. OBS, of course, is supported on Linux as well, which is what I use to record these videos and even record the audio for my video essays. I do a lot of technical work as well as running servers, although I'm not going to show you that in this video for a few reasons. One isn't that they aren't hosted on this machine, and two, nobody's doubting Linux as a server operating system. But what I do, however, is work on personal software projects, such as a custom patch for DWM that makes a sys-tray patch a part of the status bar rather than a separate window, as you can see up here, which makes it not rendered as such by PyCom, which is my compositor. Currently I don't do any work in a Windows VM, but I have in the past. I'm going to go over here to one of my VMs real quick and show you that VMs are indeed feasible for work, especially if you have the especially if you have the hardware. As you can see here, I have a VM with my 1080 Ti passed through using Looking Glass, which when combined with DMA buff, which combined with DMA buff produces a nearly flawless experience. This is at 165 Hz and there is no lag whatsoever. Any work that you need done in this will be fine unless it requires VSync, which can be mitigated with a second monitor if need be. That's really it for this video. Later on, I'm planning on doing another episode of Subnautica because it's been far too long since I did my last one, and I'm going to try and pump out Space Hulk Episode 8. I'm starting Village back up soon, but I want to give some focus to Space Hulk to try and pump that out before I dive deep back into Subnautica and Village. In the future, I think I'm going to try to stick to one or maybe two games so I don't have to juggle between them, because I know that they do have different audiences and it's a bit difficult for me to handle 3 different series at once along with the video essays. But otherwise, thanks for watching my video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.